Welcome to Module 5 in this series on understanding narcissistic abuse. We're going to talk about what happens when your strength finally starts coming through for you. For many people who have lived within a narcissistic relationship or a coercive relationship, strength doesn't show up as a sense of power. In fact, more often than not, it doesn't feel like you're empowered at all. Instead, I'd say it shows up as something quieter, maybe a change in your tolerance, let's say. You may notice that certain conversations feel heavier than they once did, or you feel less willing to explain yourself. You may even find that discomfort registers more quickly and that you just no longer want to override it the way that you once did. So this is what I mean when I say internal alignment. Internal alignment isn't confidence and it isn't resolve. It's the point at which your internal signals, your thoughts, your body, your emotional responses begin to move in the same direction instead of working against each other. So even if you're not ready to act, and even if you're still unsure of yourself, something in you is just no longer automatically accommodating what feels wrong like you used to. At this point, that's what begins to shift. That's what you're going to see. And it's not because you set out to change anything, and it's not because you've reached a conclusion or made a particular decision. I'd say it's because understanding alters the way the mind and the body respond, and often that happens before behavior changes. So this model focuses on what happens when your strength comes through. And I don't mean strength as confidence and not strength as resolve or even strength as confrontation. Talking about strength as internal alignment. These shifts are often misread as withdrawal or sometimes detachment, but they're neither of those things. What's actually happening is that strength is beginning to register internally. One of the defining features of this phase is that strength often appears, I'd say, before your confidence does. You're probably still going to question yourself and you may even still hesitate. But something in you no longer yields automatically. In other words, things you used to go along with automatically, like keeping the peace, avoiding conflict, or just really surviving emotionally, they no longer happen without an internal strain. And that's such a good thing. What once felt manageable now feels misaligned. Like when you once told yourself, oh, that's fine or normal what he or she is doing, and you know it's wrong at a gut level, you just can't justify their behavior anymore. And what once passed unnoticed now draws your attention. It's like your awareness is sharpening, and things that maybe you previously filtered just for survival's sake are now registering with you. And this isn't opposition, it isn't defensiveness, and I would say it's self-protection. It's resuming its function. Now, this is really important. You move forward, not sideways at this stage. Another common experience is confusion about pace. You may not feel like you're ready to act. You may feel slower than you expected to feel. You may feel suspended between clarity and movement. And that doesn't indicate weakness whatsoever. It reflects a nervous system that is no longer responding to pressure as a default. Movement begins to follow internal safety instead of urgency. This is why strength in this form can feel so unfamiliar to you. You know, for a long time, strength may have meant endurance. It may have meant adaptation. It may have meant maintaining stability at a personal cost. What are you doing, Lexa and Rosie? Come over here. Sorry about that. Strength as respect without explanation is what I would call it. Strength as limits without argument. Strength as steadiness rather than effort. This kind of strength, it doesn't demand action, and it really doesn't need to be expressed. It doesn't need to be tested. And it doesn't require immediate trust either. At this stage, strength it's not asking to be used. I'd say it's asking to be recognized. Now, in the next module, hey, come on, guys. Rosie just had surgery and Lex is worried about her. We're going to look at how clarity begins to influence choice, not through confrontation or urgency, but through discernment. So that's going to be Model 6. For now, let's say it's enough to notice this. If you find that something in you no longer bends as easily, if your body resists what your reasoning once overrode, if your tolerance has shifted without conscious effort, that is not uncertainty. That's your strength coming through for you. Thank you for sticking with me through Module 5 with all the little canine issues with Rosie wearing her cone. I don't think you can see her here, and Lexa trying to take care of her as she takes care of me. Thank you for all that, and I'm really hoping that you'll be around for Module 6. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.